Taurus male for the winter of 2017 into 18. So December 2017 into January, February, March of 2018. So the first card I get for the masculine is inquiry. So a lot of these Taurus males may be in a situation where they are trying to figure something out. They're questioning outward. They're looking for answers. They're seeking. So that is a sense I get from them. The next card I get is action. And I mean, from that, right? From inquiring, taking active. Like I feel like they're very driven in this way. They're really wanting to figure out what it is I need to know, how I need to get it, and whatever. And they're prepared to take action on that. The next card we get is dedication. So there's really an intense energy here that's accumulating into whatever problem it is that they're trying to suss out. And we'll move farther on here and figure out exactly where that comes from. But for the most part, I feel like the inquiry is from a good spiritual place. That's what I'm feeling. Like they're really trying to get to the root of things, that this is an important issue that they need to get to the root of. And then taking action on it, well, that's just, that's what they're going to do. And then, of course, dedication to that. Now, the next card that I get is wisdom. So we're feeling a sense that we're trying to gain more wisdom from what it is that we're, I mean, this is all part of the process. So the next card after that is skill. So there's really an intense education they're trying to get here. And I'm not meaning that literally. I'm meaning like in the way that there's a problem here, and they're really wanting to figure that out in the best way possible. And being as grounded as Taurus are, they are wanting to know exactly the game plan. They're really trying to up their game here and get answers to whatever it is that they're trying to attack. Now we end up at abundance. So the abundance is looking at the skill and the dedication. So we have a craft here. We know where we're going and what we need to do to get it. Now on the other side, we have abundance, wisdom, and inquiry. And in the middle, we have action. So there is really no negatives here. They're really going in a direction they need to go. They want to go. They're curious about. Their energy seems to be there to attack this. I feel ambivalent about whether it's good or bad. Like it doesn't matter. It's something they need. It's a process they need to go through to get to a place where they feel like they've gained the solution. It's the process here. It's the path that they're taking that is very important. They're being very meticulous in how they handle this. Let's put it that way. Now, I put 3 tarot cards just to kind of accentuate a situation, and I'm really not getting a lot as to the focus of this, other than that this inquiry that they're going after is very curiosity-based. That's what I'm getting. Now, the first card that I get for the situation is the Emperor. So, I mean, man, we have the ram's head sitting on the corners of this guy's chair. So he is the epitome of that fire energy, but we're talking earth here. So it's not that far, but it's very much that take charge attitude. I'm going to take charge, and I'm in charge, and I'm going to make decisions, and I'm going to find out. So that's really where he's sitting on his throne. He's making decisions. Now, it's interesting because the Hermit is shining the light towards the Emperor, right? And where it's laying out here on my deck is he's shining the light to the Emperor. So there's a sense here that we may have to go inside for some of the answers instead of outside. Like there's a huge force to do that. So I feel like there might be some intuitive skills here that just pop up and you go, hey, wait a minute. No matter what the outside information says, I know what I think, and I need to go with that. So I feel like there's an illumination here because this guy's going through a process. He's gonna find the answers, but he doesn't realize they're already from within. He has them already, but it's the path. Like I said, it's the process that he goes through. He has to realize this in a big way in order to go, hey, you know what? I had that answer from the beginning, but I didn't have the, I don't want to say courage, but I didn't have the conviction to come from it. I didn't have the focus to realize that I had the answer all along. And then the next card we get is the Three of Wands. So they come up, they go into a sense of yearning for knowledge outside of themselves. Then they go inside themselves, they find the answer, and they rule from that. And then the Three of Wands is really going outwards with that. So I feel like there's a sense here that something needed to be answered from that for them, that they felt like they didn't have the answer, but they had it all along, and now they're going outward and looking what direction they can go and take that information in. I think they just had to realize that they did have a little more of a file cabinet there to look from than they figured. But for the most part, whatever it is they're digging and researching for, they really have that answer within themselves. But they have to go down that trail and seek all that answers outward before they realize it. So that's kind of interesting. Now, I also pull a fortune card and a surrender card. So surrender is usually just accentuating what it is we need to let go. So the surrender card that we got for the Taurus male is surrender to rest and sleep. It says to prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So you may be running yourself a little ragged. That Emperor's working a little too hard. He's moving a little too far, a little too fast. So he needs to really take in some rest. And I feel that in the mind as well, you know, because there's a constant, like it's heavy duty here. The energy that the males focus and intent on doing, you know, so he has to kind of relax from that a bit. So take time to surrender to sleep. That's your let go card. So let go of getting the answer, because no matter, you know, if you take that break and rejuvenate it, it may come twice as fast. And the fortune card that you get is beware. Be careful who you trust at this time. So there's a sense here that you may be going outward, looking for people to kind of put under your wing. That's the phrase I got here. So there may be a sense that of camaraderie, and Taurus males are like that. They like to be amongst the group. They like to have everybody be a friend, you know. But be aware, because there may be someone here that's not quite in your corner. I don't feel it's ominous or heavy or really deterrent for you to do anything spiritually. I just feel you just got to be aware, because there's some people that might not be all in. You know, they might not be all on your side. And I think you're pretty perceptive in that way. The Taurus males are not. They may not say too much, but I mean, they're aware of what's going on. So be aware of that. So hopefully that helps you. Like I said, I can't narrow it down to one particular situation, but it just seems like there's a lot of really questioning going on here outwardly. And I think you don't stop that process. You need to do that, but you need to also take time to rest. And I feel like this could be very much down to work issues, and, you know, rooting for some kind of answer to get something done. And you can't do this until you do that, or you can't, you know, you need the answer for this to get that kind of a thing. And within that, there's just a good base here with these Taurus males. They know where they're coming from. They know what they need to do. They're just got to go through that process, because sometimes they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel until it's flashing right in their eyes, you know. They have to really see that. And it seems like that hermit's going to come out and just flash that lantern, go boom, illuminated. There's your answer. And he's going to come up with it himself. So it's the process. The universe needs to make him understand that sometimes it's better to go in and be quiet and listen to yourself rather than go out and question every Tom, Dick, and Harry and go, okay, you, and get all these answers when you knew, you had this information within you all along. You just had to, I don't know if it had to do with confidence to a certain degree, but the emperor's there, he's ruling, so he just has to have more faith in himself, I think is what it is. Because the wisdom and skill and dedication is all there. So you just have to have, that baseline to come from. And you're willing to take action, and you end up at abundance. So it all ends in a good place. It's all good stuff in the end. Just maybe a longer path than you would want to get to that place of abundance. But I will tell you that you could not have shortened it, and you could not have gotten there without that process in the way that you're going. So it really, I don't know if that's going to make sense for these males if they're looking upon it for some answers. You don't want to change the path you're on. You're being dedicated to what you need to do. You have the wisdom. This is the path. But for some reason, there's an answer there that's kind of hidden, or you don't realize it, that kind of thing until the end. You go, yeah, I kind of had that feeling. I just didn't go with it, or that kind of a thing. So, and again, beware of who you trust. There's some people around you that, like I said, I think it's just low key. They're just not having your best interest. So, and at work, I mean, there's people that kind of look at you sideways all the time. So you got to beware of that. And just don't overlook that. Maybe stand your ground a little bit within that. Or just take it inwards and keep note. And Taurus are good for that. They will take note, and, they may not deal with it down the line, but that needs to be there in order to make decisions properly from the right spots. So hopefully that helps you guys. So any of you Taurus males that are, celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas over the season. Take care, have fun, and be kind.